My name is Sarah, and I am an English literature student. This is my personal story, a journey through the struggles and triumphs of learning English. I want to share it with you because I know you are facing similar challenges right now. When I first began studying English literature, I was captivated by the language, yet it felt incredibly daunting. The sheer variety of accents, the vast vocabulary, and the intricate grammar rules often left me feeling overwhelmed and unsure of myself. I remember those early days of frustration vividly. My first crucial step was to immerse myself completely. I started by listening to English podcasts and watching movies, initially with subtitles. It was tough to keep up at first, but gradually understanding dawned. I still recall the immense sense of achievement when I watched an entire movie without needing subtitles. Patience is key. I learned to repeat what I heard, pausing podcasts and movies to mimic the speaker's pronunciation and intonation. It felt awkward, but this practice significantly improved my speaking. I would even rehearse lines from my favorite shows, striving to match the actors' tones and rhythms. To truly speak, I knew I needed real interaction. I joined a language exchange program, practicing with native English speakers. It was intimidating, but their encouragement and gentle corrections were invaluable. My university's English Conversation Club also provided a supportive space. Overcoming shyness meant starting small, with simple conversations about daily life, then gradually tackling more complex topics. I realized that making mistakes is a natural part of learning, and native speakers appreciate the effort. Practicing with fellow learners first also built my confidence before speaking with natives. For vocabulary, flashcards became my best friend. I wrote words on one side with meanings and example sentences on the other, reviewing them regularly. Reading books and articles on topics I enjoyed made learning new words more engaging, and I kept a vocabulary journal for every new term I encountered. Grammar for me was one of the toughest hurdles. I dedicated time daily to study rules, practice writing sentences, and used grammar apps and websites for quizzes. A good grammar workbook with exercises and explanations proved particularly helpful. My approach was structured. I set small, achievable weekly goals, a certain number of new words, or mastering a specific grammar rule. This made the process less overwhelming and gave me a sense of accomplishment. Consistent practice was ensured through regular study sessions. Fluency didn't happen overnight. It took a couple of years of persistent effort. Everyone learns at their own pace, so never compare your journey to others. The secret is consistent practice and not getting discouraged by setbacks. There were moments I felt no progress, but looking back, I can see how far I've come. For speaking fluency, shadowing was a game changer. I'd listen to native speakers on YouTube, TED Talks, or news broadcasts, and repeat what they said as closely as possible. Practicing this for at least 30 minutes daily dramatically improved my pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm. To enhance my writing, I kept a daily journal writing about my thoughts and feelings in English. This fostered regular practice and fluent self-expression. An online writing community also provided valuable feedback. Discouragement was inevitable. Many times, I felt stuck, wondering if I'd ever become fluent. During those low points, I reminded myself of my initial motivation and celebrated every small victory. Tracking my progress and connecting with other learners also kept me motivated, sharing tips and encouragement. Even idioms and phrasal verbs, which often confuse learners, became manageable. I created special sections in my vocabulary journal for them, noting meanings and example sentences. Using them in context, watching TV shows, and consulting online resources like the Cambridge Dictionary were key. For phrasal verbs, I found grouping them by the main verb, like all the get, phrasal verbs particularly useful. Pronunciation, a major challenge, improved with several techniques. Minimal pairs like ship and sheep helped me distinguish similar sounds. I used websites like Forvo to hear native pronunciations and recorded myself to compare and identify areas for improvement. Tongue twisters also refined my articulation. Attending pronunciation workshops offered personalized feedback and a safe space to practice. Improving listening skills required patience. I started with slower content, beginner podcasts and audiobooks, gradually moving to faster speech. Adjusting playback speed on videos helped me catch every word. Active listening was crucial. I took notes, summarized content, and tried to predict what speakers would say, which boosted comprehension and engagement. Exposure to various accents was also vital. I listened to content from the UK, US, Australia, and Canada, initially finding British accents challenging due to their distinct vowel sounds and intonation. But with regular exposure through TV shows and radio, I grew comfortable. Extensive reading was another cornerstone. I began with simpler texts and progressed to complex literature using strategies like skimming for main ideas, scanning for specific information, annotating text with notes, and reading aloud to improve pronunciation and rhythm. I explored diverse genres, fiction, non-fiction, newspapers, academic journals, and joined a book club for discussion. Classic authors like Jane Austen and Charles Dickens, alongside contemporary ones like J.K. Rowling deepened my appreciation and language skills. Non-fiction authors like Malcolm Gladwell offered interesting reads. Time management was crucial to balance these activities. I created a weekly schedule integrating language learning into my daily routine, reading on commutes, listening to podcasts while exercising, journaling before bed. This consistency ensured steady progress. To avoid burnout, I varied my activities, took regular breaks, and celebrated every small achievement. Remembering my why, my ultimate goal of English fluency, kept me focused. My final advice to you is this: be patient and persistent. Learning a new language is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be ups and downs, but every effort brings you closer. Keep practicing, seek opportunities to use the language, and most importantly, enjoy the beautiful journey of learning English. Every word you speak brings you one step closer to fluency. Mistakes are proof that you are trying and learning. Confidence comes from practice, so speak boldly and often. Your dedication is your greatest strength. Fluency is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy every step. The more you speak, the more natural it will become. Believe in yourself and your ability to master English. Every conversation is an opportunity to grow and improve. Remember, even native speakers were once beginners. Your hard work and persistence will pay off. Keep going.